Hi, Pull My Cutty friends. Right now we can't go to school, which means we can't all go to the garden and enjoy the garden. But it's also a really neat time to see what happens to a garden when we can't pick the fruits or the vegetables. What are the plants doing? So I went to school to water, and I noticed that the zinnias were blooming in the outside garden. So I could take a few home and make a bouquet. But I also picked some of the other flowers that were growing from the same plant. What difference do you see from the parts that are here in my hand? They're not bright and colorful like these flowers, are they? Why do you think flowers fade? How come they don't stay bright and colorful all the time? Well, I think to figure that out, we would have to think about why do flowers have color in the first place? To attract pollinators, like bees or butterflies. Once they've been pollinated, they don't need to be bright anymore, and the plant needs to put energy into growing other parts. So if we wait for a while for the bright flowers to start to fade, and then we pick them when they're all the way brown and dry, now we can do something amazing. We can save the seeds. You can't save seeds if you pick the flowers when they're blooming. You have to wait for them to dry out. Let me show you the steps. We want to separate the seeds from all the rest of this material. So we're just going to pull this apart. It comes off very easily. I'm just putting it into a colander, and I'm just going to push it down to separate all the parts of the flower that are not the seeds. This is called the chaff, all this other stuff. I'm just kind of pushing it hard down. All right. Now I'm going to put it into this bowl, and I'm going to do something called winnowing. So in here are the seeds, which look like this, but there's also a lot of other material. The seeds are heavy. So I can swirl them around, and if I bring you up closer so you can see my face, I can swirl them and blow. Woo! And all the light material flies out of the bowl. And now look inside my bowl. Everything that's left is the seed. Now these seeds are dry and they're ready to save. I don't need a fancy seed pack from the store. I can take an envelope and cut the envelope in half. And then I just cut out a little bit of a fold right there. And I decorated the back of it with the name of the flower and what the flower will look like. And then I can go ahead and take my seeds, fold them over, and save them or give them to somebody as a gift. And now I wrote down the type of flower, when I gathered the seeds, and where the seeds came from. We're ready to plant these in our school garden next school year or whenever we come back from our break.